Just an e.l.f. This is a defining eye brush from e.l.f. is what this is called. This is one of their $1 brushes. And I'm going to pick up that. Hey everybody, welcome back. And I know it's been forever since I have been on here, and so I thought, you know, maybe I'll do like a where have I been type of video, and maybe I'll do this and that, and I was like, well, screw it, I'm just gonna do a chit chat get ready with me. I don't know if I've really done like a chit chat get ready with me, but we're gonna talk and do some makeup, and yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. So guys, I've never done this type of video before. I don't think I've done this kind of video before. Good thing I know what I'm doing. So let's just get started. So first off, let's keep it on the real. I am in my pajamas and my hair is up in a bun because how many of you out there do your makeup with your hair all did already? Anybody? Maybe it's just me. Anyway, just keeping it real, guys. First off, I'm just gonna go with my Salon Perfect Brow Defining Powder in Universal Brown and just fill in my brows. So first off, I want to say thank you guys so much to everybody who reached out to me while I was kind of away. It really means a lot. I mean, through Snapchat and email and YouTube, and if I haven't gotten back to you, I will get back to you. For those of you who don't know, I was out of town the first or second week of April, second or third, I can't even remember, second week of April. We went on a cruise. It was my mom's 50th birthday, and it was like the woman who's like my second mom was my mom's 55th birthday, and the woman who's like my second mom, it was her 50th birthday, like on the cruise. So we had a blast. It was so much fun, and I had posted all of those top 5 matte drugstore products, which I got such a good response from, and I'm really glad you guys enjoyed that because those were super fun to make. So thank you for everybody who enjoyed those videos and liked them and commented and all that kind of stuff. And it was a lot of fun to do. And I think some of those videos, like sometimes breaking it down into 5 items or smaller items, is a little bit. I like that because it really makes me think about what I use in my collection and what I really like. And if you have any suggestions for more top 5s, I'm happy to do that. I've already gotten some requests for like BB creams and stuff, which isn't a product that I use a whole bunch, but I'm gonna do some research and try and put a video together. And I think I'm gonna do a top 5 like products, higher end products that I'm liking right now. So anything you want to see in regards to that, let me know, because I'm more than happy to take suggestions. This is going to be a really long video, guys. I'm sorry. But when we got back from vacation, it was, I was so ready, like so excited to come back and see all the responses and see just all the views and stuff on the video. And I was ready to come back and film, and I came back. And for those of you who don't know, I have chronic lower back pain. Sucks, I'm not gonna lie. For anybody that has any kind of chronic pain or back pain, or you know how it is when it flares up, it sometimes can be extremely debilitating, and it just makes you not want to do anything. Like the smallest tasks, like putting your shoes on in the morning, can be monumental. And so when that happens with me, a lot of times it's all I can do to go to work and come home and go to bed. And unfortunately, I just had a flare-up like that, so that's kind of where I've been. And you know, we had some other family stuff going on. You know, we lost a pet not last week but the week before, and you know, life happens. But this is my happy place, and I wasn't gonna film tonight because I'm still not feeling great, but nothing makes me feel better than coming here and hanging out and filming with you guys. So that's kind of where I've been, and we're probably 15 minutes into this video, and all I've done is my eyebrows. Anyway, I like my brows. Are they okay? We're doing natural with the brows today. If I try to do anything other than natural, it's just out of control, and I just can't. So, but anyway, we're gonna try a newer product today for primer. I've already moisturized my face and everything, so I'm gonna prime my face and then work on the eyes, and then you know how I do. But this is the Hard Candy Sheer Envy Pore Defense Primer Serum, smooth aways pores. This is oil-free, silicone-free, and alcohol-free. So this kind of, I saw that and it made me think of the Smashbox Primer Water, which I've really been liking a lot lately. So I thought I'd give it a go and see if it's any good. And it was like $6, so let's try it out now. It feels really good. It's got more of that lotiony texture to it, which I like because I have such dry skin. And it smells kind of like big red gum. Alright, so now we're going to let that primer sit, and I'm just going to go ahead and start on the eyes. So I'm going to go and use my Photo Focus eyeshadow primer. I've been loving this stuff. This is really the only primer I've been using lately, which is a shame because, I don't know, I never see the need to buy full-size primers, because every time you buy a palette, I mean, most of them come with a primer. Like, and I have so many like ones from Urban Decay and Lorac. I love the Lorac eyeshadow primer. I think it works amazingly well. Speaking of, is anybody else excited about the Pro 3? I know it's so gimmicky and there's already a million rose gold palettes out there, but I love the Lorac Pro palette so much. Definitely getting that one. Just smooth that on with my eyes. With my fingers. And I'm going to take my NYX Wonder Brow Pencil in light, and I'm just going to start carving out my brows. I do have a little bit of discoloration, so this is just going to help clear all of that mess up. And since I haven't put my foundation on, isn't that cute? Do you see that right there? Yeah, we're covering you up, sir. I'm going to go ahead and just carve out the top part of my brow as well, just to really brighten it up, just because I do get some redness up here as well. But what I like doing this when I'm doing like a full glam look, this is the Wet n Wild small concealer brush. I love this brush for this little detailed work, just right in here and smoothing it out. But I thought, you know, not feeling good. Like, let's be real, it's after work. I didn't wear any makeup to work today. Just wasn't happening. So I was like, well, I'll come home and just get full on glam so I can relax later and watch Archer. Does anybody else watch that show? It's not appropriate if you are younger, but it is funny as, yeah. Alright, now I'm going to take another oldie but a goodie. We're going to go in with my MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot. I love this thing, especially when I'm going for a full-on glam look. It just cancels out any redness and really brightens my eyelid. Because if you're like me and have a lot of discoloration and kind of dullness around your eyes, which I tend to do, I like the soft ochre as opposed to Painterly. And I didn't even tell you what palette we're using today for this look. Duh. We'll be using the new Shaaanxo palette. Love this palette. I have used it several times. It's beautiful. And I thought, you know, hey, I know I've been promising you guys like kind of a week of BH Cosmetics tutorials, and just kind of with what's going on, you know, with my back and everything right now, I don't want to commit to doing a week, but what I'm going to do is just do different types of videos, whether they be demos and reviews of palettes, or like this where it's a chit-chat get ready with me, or a quick get ready with me, or just an eye demo, or a full-on tutorial of a bunch of BH Cosmetics palettes, because you guys have requested, you know, a couple of looks from the Foiled Eyes Shadow Palette. You've been wanting to see a look from the Modern Matte palette. I have like all of their new 28 color palettes. So I'm just going to be doing a bunch of BH Cosmetics tutorials over the next few weeks. So if there's any palette that you want to see, if I have it, I will definitely get that in there for you. So just let me know down below in the comments. Alright, now we're going to get to the fun part. So I'm just going to go into the palette right here, and I'm going to pick up this matte cream shade right here, and I'm just an e.l.f. eyeshadow C brush. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to place this cream shade all over the lid. This is going to help set the primer, set the base. You guys know the drill. Help everything blend out. Guys, what kind of video? You guys need to let me know what kind of format you like. Do you like it when I sit here and talk through? Do you like a voiceover? Do you like a full face tutorial? Do you like it when I just skip and go to the eyes? Let me know what you guys prefer, because I can do anything. You guys just have to let me know what you want to see. And always, if you have dark circles on the inner, you know, I tend to have dark areas right here on the outer corners of my eyes and on the inner corners of my eye. So what I'll do, So what I'll do starting off is just take that, whatever shade I'm using as my highlight, and place it right on the inner corner, because it's just going to brighten it up overall and just make it easier down the road. Now I'm taking another Wet n Wild shadow brush. This is just the blender brush, and I'm going to go in with this really pretty kind of like burnt, kind of mustardy. It's like a mix between a peach and a mustard color. It's really pretty, really unique. And I'm just going to place this right, just right as my transition color. And these shadows blend beautifully. They are very, very buildable. I'm really impressed with this palette. And I just love Shaaanxo. I think she's so just awesome, and she seems just very down to earth and very real and just very honest about everything. And I appreciate that in a YouTuber. You know, it's not everything is, you know, and all of my favorite YouTubers do this, you know, where it's like, you need this. Oh my God, I'm obsessed. Oh my God, you have to have this in your life. What are you doing without it? You know, first of all, you don't need any makeup. You need water and food and air and cats. And that's all you need to survive. And then you're good, you know. But so, you know, it's kind of nice to just hear a more kind of down to earth opinion when it comes to products. But I love that she's a crazy makeup collector, because so am I. But she's very much like, this is not for, you know, if you're just like makeup, you don't need this much. This is just a hobby. And I don't know. I just like her approach. Do you like her? Anyway, long story short, too late. I also got her ColourPop collaboration, which I really, really enjoy. It's beautiful. Now you can see I built that up just a little bit just to bring out those warm tones. And now I'm going to take a BR250 brush, and I'm going to go into this really pretty kind of browny, burnty orange shade. I like this. It's got a little bit more of a tapered tip to it, which makes it easier. It is a blending brush, but it makes it easier to get in your crease. Now this is one of those brushes that I will say, if you're looking for some good blending brushes that can do some precision work, these are awesome. And if you wait till the holiday season when everything on Coastal Scents website is on sale all the time, I think I've got like 3 of these because I paid like $2.50 for them. It's pretty awesome. Do you guys want to see like a favorite brush bit video? I don't know. Let me know. It would probably help if I held the palette where I could actually see myself in the mirror. Shut up, Heather. So we're just gonna rock this back and forth kind of on the outer half of the crease. So we're gonna go for a glam look, but we want it to be open and not too dark. And I like the cat effect that you can get by leaving the inner portion of your eye, you know, just focusing that deeper color on the outer portion of your eye. That's what I'm trying to say. So what I like to do is I like to place that and rock it back and forth, and then go in with circular motions to kind of buff it out and blend it out. And it seems to give me a softer blend. I'm not gonna say it's gonna work for everybody, but I like it. I don't know if you guys can tell from my videos, but I am a sucker for reddish tone, warm, bronzy, golden, anything warm. I love cool tones as well, but there's something about these warm, reddish tones that really I love, because I feel like they bring out the blue in my eyes, which my eyes tend to change color, so I don't have like straight blue eyes. So when I do colors like this, I feel like it just makes my eyes pop, and I really enjoy it. And of course, anybody can wear these shades. You know, it's whatever makes you feel good, but this is why I tend to gravitate towards these orangey, reddy shades a lot. Now I'm going to go in with an MUA 315 brush. This brush is awesome. It is a teeny tiny little itty bitty crease brush. It's great for just getting right in the crease. And I'm going to go in with this really pretty shade right here. Now this is an interesting shade. It's like a black, deep blackened brown. It's really pretty. So it's not a straight up black, but it's going to work for adding any kind of drama. So we're just going to place that right there. And you want to tap off your brush, because this can get a little crazy, a little fast, and we don't want it to be insane. Building up shadows. This is why I'm not quite as picky about eyeshadows as some people are. You know, pretty much I feel like I can make almost any palette work most of the time. All it takes, I mean, anybody can. It just takes some patience and, you know, finding the right tools to make it work. Now, not everybody wants to deal with that kind of time. They want something that's, you know, blendable and easy and pigmented right off the bat, and that's completely fine. It's your money. You spend it the way you want to spend it. But with eyeshadows, sometimes, especially for beginners, when you don't quite know, you know, I don't want to say know what you're doing, but when you're just learning your techniques and learning what works for you, especially with darker shadows, sometimes it is better to have something that is harder to build up than something that is just crazy in your face, pigmented right off the bat, because there's a little bit of a net there, a safety net, because that's just the worst thing when, you know, you mess up one thing and, you know, it's just makeup and you can wipe it off, but, you know, sometimes you've got something looking just the way you want it and you just went a little too heavy-handed with something, can ruin a whole look. I'm gonna go back in with that BR250 and just kind of buff this out. We are gonna go back and deepen that up down the road. You can make this as dramatic and deep and blown out as you want. The cool thing about, you know, just a basic look like this, you can take it to any level. It just depends on how bold you want to go. All right, now I'm going to work on, I'm going to add one more thing to the lid because I don't have 15 layers on it already. This is one of the new Jordana Made to Last liquid eyeshadows. These are awesome. I only have 3 of them. I have Immortal Metals, Around Town Brown, and then I have this one, which is Forever Sand. Beautiful, beautiful as a base, beautiful to put under shimmery eyeshadows because it's just going to make them pop and last. And what I like to do with these, because these are extremely, I mean, little goes a long way, and you get so much on the paddle because it is such a fluffy paddle that I like to put about that much on. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take a flat shadow brush, and you can see you gotta work kind of fast with this because it's going to get everywhere. That's okay, we can blend that over. And just kind of smooth it over the lid. And then you can add layers as you want. I'm gonna put just a little bit more on because I really want that inner corner to pop. And these are beautiful. And once they set, they are there until Armageddon. You kind of want to keep your eyes closed a little bit just because, again, they are so creamy and liquidy that they will transfer up. That's okay. We can fix it. Yeah, this is a good look. I'm just going to let this, you know, I'm just going to sit there for a minute like you're really stoned. You're just going to let it dry. All right, now with that same shadow brush, I've cleaned it off. I'm going to go in with this really beautiful light shade. Oh, so pretty. It's so pretty. Like, it reminds me of Makeup Geek Shimma Shimma. Like, I really like it. I think it's just gorgeous. And I'm just going to pat this. I'm not going to sweep it. I'm going to pat it right over the Forever Sand shade. It's just going to bump up the intensity just that much more. Is my light all the way up? Yes. These Jordana liquid eyeshadows, I hope they make them permanent, and I hope they come out with more colors because they are just phenomenally beautiful, phenomenally long wearing, great product, great quality, and they're like $5. Can't be mad about that. All right, now I'm gonna flip that brush over, and of course we're gonna go to this shade right here, this kind of blue brownie black, blue brownie red shade. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna just pat that on the outer half. And this, depending on what shades you use this with, what kind of base, this you could bring out the more greens, you could bring out the more reds, you could bring out more of the blues in it. It's just gonna be how you want to use it. It's one of those amazing shades that everybody loves, that everybody has. You've got Blue Brown Pigment from MAC. You've got Solstice, which is this kind of shade, but a little bit more on the pink side from Urban Decay. You have got even, and you know I can't leave this alone. Oh, and Wet n Wild has a shadow like that from the Comfort Zone palette. Makeup Geek has more. They're everywhere. So I love that they included one of those in here just because it's beautiful. It's multi-use. It's gorgeous. And you guys know I can't leave this look alone. So I'm going to take a flat shader brush from MASH, pick up a little bit of this really pretty kind of taupey purple color right there, And I'm just gonna pat this right in the center as a transition between that lighter cream shade and the blue brown shade. Again, just patting because we want to keep that intensity. And Mash is one of those Amazon brands. I actually got this set. It was like a set of 24 brushes. I got it for Christmas a couple years ago from a friend of mine, and I love it. Their blending brushes aren't great, not gonna lie, but if you buy a set of 24, you get something like, I want to say like 12 or 14 like different flat shader brushes, all different shapes, all different sizes, and I use them all the time. They're fantastic. I use them for nails and applying eyeshadow. They're great for ColourPop shadows. So if you're, needing to build up your collection or wanting to get more flat shader brushes for cheap, these are awesome. Now I'm going to take another Coastal Scents brush. This is the BRC S06. I love this because it's a blending brush, but it's got a tapered ferrule and it's tapered at the top. So it's like the BR250. So it's really good for getting in the crease and blending things out. If you don't get this one, the e.l.f. blending brush is very, let me just show it to you guys. I've got it right here. The e.l.f. blending brush is very similar. I just find that it's a little bit, with e.l.f. sometimes with some of their brushes, the cut's going to be a little bit more irregular. And it's a little bit more dense and not quite as fluffy as the Coastal Scents, but I do like both of these for that purpose. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go back in with this shade right here, this dark brown, black and brown shade, and just very, very lightly reiterate. And I'm going to bring that brown over just a little bit further to cover up some of that shimmeriness that got up on the lid. And guys, you don't have to use a million different brushes for a look. I do because I'm just obnoxious that way. I mean, you can do this look with 3 brushes. You need a more precision brush, you need a flat brush, and you need a blending brush. That's all you need. So if you see a look that you love and you feel like you don't have the brushes to do it, that's false. You do. You can go buy them all from e.l.f. for $9 and be good. All right, I've deepened that up how I want it, so I'm going to go back in with that Wet n Wild blending brush and a little bit more of that mustard shade, and I'm just going to blend this out and soften it up. Even if we have a dramatic look, most of the time you don't want any harsh lines. I mean, sometimes the look calls for it and it's appropriate, but for any kind of smoky eye, you want it to fade just evenly, softly. It's going to really add definition and refinement to a look. You guys tired of hearing me talk? I'm sorry, guys. I told you, this is why I've never done a video like this, because I have no opinions about anything, obviously, can you tell? And now because I want to bring in a little bit more of that red shade back in, I'm going to take this brush and pick that up, but tap it off, and I'm just, instead of holding it where the ferrule is kind of flat in my crease, I'm going to hold it lengthways and just kind of lightly blend that red shade in just to bring that warmth back. Guys, looks like this too. If you're just beginning, don't sit here and think that you have to do this much work to get a beautiful eye look. You don't. This and this kind of look and this more dramatic, more in-depth tutorial, I do this because I have gotten feedback from you guys that it's easier and it kind of makes it more accessible, which is what I'm here for. And also, this is playtime for me. I just really enjoy it, so I like to take my time with it. I'm gonna go back in with that Mash. Ooh, just kidding. Go back in with that Mash brush, and again, just reiterate that red, black, brown in the outer corner, because you're gonna lose a little bit of that with those deeper colors going in the crease. Alright guys, this is going to be really hard for me because I've been using another foundation like crazy, which I'm sure you'll see. I've been using the Maybelline Superstay Better Skin, but I'm going to give it a rest today, and I'm going to go in with the Dream Velvet. I'm going to mix 2 shades. I'm going to do Classic Ivory number 20 and 5 Warm Porcelain. I am like in this weird in-between, can't seem to match my skin to anything kind of situation. So we're going to mix. Hi Peta Cat, you want to come up and say hi? I don't know if you guys have like officially met Peta yet, but this is Peta. He's so pretty. Peta as in pain in the ass, because that's what he is. But he's my baby, aren't you? He's not very thrilled right now. He wants to be in my lap, but he doesn't want to be in my lap. So, you know, he's gonna be popping up here. So I just start off with just a little bit because a little goes a very long way with this foundation. And my skin is actually feeling really, really nice and smooth from that primer. Let's see how it applies. And I'm just using my Real Techniques blending sponge, which I'm in love with. I have heard really, really good things about Ulta's new blending sponge. And I want to get it and try it out. Has anybody else tried it? Emily Noel gave it just an amazing review. She said it was almost softer than her beauty blender, which, let's be real, I can't, at least now, I can't bring myself to spend $25 on a blending sponge. Sorry. Just picking up a little bit more of that foundation. Again, with this foundation, I either get like not enough or way too much. So, like I said, better safe than sorry. I'm going to start off with a little bit and work my way up. But I love the Real Techniques blending sponges. They're so soft. I almost didn't like them at first. I kind of hate them at first because I'm used to these Revo sponges, which are really nice and soft once you wet them. This one's dirty, I apologize. But these are a little bit more firm than this, so I wasn't used to using this one at first, but this is really all I've been using. Somebody asked me when I went through my favorite matte foundations at the drugstore, they're like, how do you apply each one? And I was like, I just use my Real Techniques beauty blender or beauty sponge, because that's legitimately my go-to. I haven't been using brushes for anything. I'm just in that mood. There are sometimes, I'm sure you guys go through this as well, where double chin, where you just go through, you know, you find a technique that's working for you or a tool that's working for you and you stick with it, and that's nothing wrong with that. All right, since we're going for full coverage glam, I'm gonna go back in with a second layer of this. And this time I'm just gonna use the Worn Porcelain to lighten it up a little bit. And I like this flat edge of the sponge too, because it really helps to clean up outer edges. It makes it so easy. One of the things if you're starting a channel or starting to take Instagram pics or anything like that, one thing I had a hard time with and still do, and still something I have to watch myself on, and it bothers the crap out of me, is when I do looks, like smokier looks, because the way my eyes are and the dark circles in my eyes, I can have shadow that, you know, will be up like it is over here, but it looks like it's dragging down my entire eye look. I think I've avoided it this time. Just because of those dark circles in the outer corners of my eyes, and it's something I really have to work at to make sure that I don't drag down my entire eye look, and I really have to clean up those outer edges. You know, it's a learning process. You got to find out what works and what doesn't, and what photographs well and what doesn't, and it's part of the fun. You know, and I come, you know, I know that sometimes it can be frustrating when you really want to get something learned and you want to master a technique, and sometimes it's hard and it doesn't happen right away. And you know, I come from, I don't know if I've ever told you guys this, but I studied opera in college. I was like serious, full-on singer, competing, performing, high school, college, and I lived in a practice room. Like 6 hours of my day would be in a practice room. So I am a firm believer in the, you know, old but still true idea of practice makes perfect, because it really does. Plus it's fun. Guys, we're gonna go old school today. I'm gonna take my Eclipse palette from Coastal Scents. I'm using a lot of Coastal Scents stuff today. I'm gonna take this darkest shade, and I'm gonna take my BH Cosmetics 127 brush, and we're gonna do some cream contouring, which I normally do not do, but apparently I'm feeling feisty. This is a great precision brush. It's very firm, it's very thin. Now I'm going to take my BH Cosmetics 129 brush, and I'm going to take, which shade do I want to take? Decisions. I'm going to take a mix of this shade right here, this lightest shade, and this yellow shade. And just start placing that right under the eye. Again, just like I like yellow to brighten up my lid, I love it underneath my lid as well. And I usually like to mix it with a peachy, creamy, kind of salmony shade. and it's just the best combination for me. Sometimes you just have to find those combinations that work and go with it. All right, and I'm just gonna take my Smashbox photo and actually spray it on my sponge, not off, on my camera. And I'm just gonna start blending this out. And again, I just use that flat side of the brush because whatever foundation is on there is gonna help blend all of these cream products in. So you can see I just have a very subtle contour right there, which is about as extreme as I'm gonna get with a cream contour. I prefer something a little bit subtle that I can go in and reiterate with a powder product. And it just gives me a base and a guideline. And again, completely unnecessary. I'm just playing today. And just to add some extra brightness underneath my eyes, I'm gonna go in with my Wet n Wild Illuminati. I love this concealer. It's a little bit creamier as well. And I'm in Ivory Into You. I think that's the shade. Now I'm gonna go in with my Coty Airspun powder, and I'm gonna use the Naturally Neutral. I do actually, got an itch. I do actually prefer this to the regular translucent, just because the yellow tint, again, I just feel like it brightens better for my skin tone underneath my eyes. I just really, really enjoy it. Again, baking is one of those drag techniques that I just love. Not only for the effect, because it really does brighten the skin when you use the right products in conjunction, but just one of those like fun steps that aren't necessary in the everyday makeup routine that just make you feel girly and fabulous. All right, for contour today, I'm gonna go into my e.l.f. contouring palette. I have been loving this. I took this on vacation with me. This powder is awesome. It's just a great contour powder. It can blend out and be very subtle, or it can go very dramatic. It's awesome, and I've been using it with my BH Cosmetics. This came from the first face set that they had, so this one is not numbered, but it's just the angled kabuki, not the flat top, but just the angled kabuki. Love this for contouring. I'm just gonna, sorry, my camera shut off, and if the quality changes from here on out, it's because I had to use a different kind of SD card, so it happens. Anyway, so now I'm just gonna go in with this, the BH Cosmetics brush and this contour powder, and again, it just blends out so beautifully, and I feel like it just creates such a natural, gorgeous contour to the skin. I just absolutely love this powder. I'm gonna take that all the way up to my temple and my forehead, just to kind of blend it out and make it look a little bit more on the natural side. For bronzer today, I'm gonna go back to a favorite of mine. This is the Butter Bronzer from Physicians Formula. This is my e.l.f. complexion brush. Love both of these things. I love this bronzer. It's so good. And it's light enough, and I have the color light. It's light enough for us fair girls to just warm up and liven up the skin without looking orange or too dark or just crazy or anything like that. I'm just going to take a Real Techniques brush with no more product on it and just get rid of all of that excess bake. Going with West. This was from the Black Market collection from Urban Decay. It's just a really pretty kind of chocolatey brown cool toned liner. Does not have to be neat, because we're going to go in and smudge it out. But I am going to take it and just kind of, see, I'm just going to trace it up towards the cut of my eyeshadow, and then I'm going to bring it back just barely and feather it over the last third, or that outer third of my upper lash line. And I'm going to stop where it starts to transition into the lighter shade, because we're not going to do liner today, but we are going to smoke this out just to add some definition. Now, just taking a smudge brush, I'm just going to go back in and smudge that out. And with that smudge brush, I'm going to go back in and pick up a little bit of that, ooh, and not drop my palette. Pick a little bit up of this dark brownish black shade and just run over that liner. And again, this is going to define the lash line. and add some darkness to it and add some drama without having to go in with liner, because I just don't feel like messing with it today. Now we're just gonna go back in with this really pretty kind of blue, brown, green shade again on that same smudge brush. No need to change it up, and we're gonna run over the shadow on, I'm sorry, the liner on the lower lash line. It's gonna help set that liner, and it's also gonna bring some cool dimension and depth to the lower lash line. Is anybody else envious of those girls that can do liner with one hand? I don't think they're human. So now I'm just gonna take a $1 eye defining brush. This is what this is called from e.l.f. You can see it's got an angle. It's nice and soft, but it's precise. So I'm gonna go back in with this in a little bit of that red shade. And what I'm gonna do is just use this to smoke out that lower lash line in that darker shade. And then I'm gonna go back in with that blue-brown shade again on the same brush and layer it on top. I'm also gonna pick up just a mix of that blue-brown and that deep dark black and brown shade. Now I'm gonna take another BH Cosmetics brush. This is just a little buffing brush, and I'm gonna pick up some of that mustardy, kind of peachy mustardy color. And I'm just gonna smoke this out, and this is gonna really soften it up and lighten it up and add a nice blend to the lower lash line. Alright, since we're not doing liner on the upper lashes today, just to balance out the heavy lower lash line, we are going to do lashes, and I do want to line my waterline. I'm just going to go in with my Master Precise Skinny in black. And I'm going to do this off camera because I can't do it on camera. Alright, and now for my lower lash line, just to open up the eye look a little bit, because it is a smoky look, but we don't want to close up the eyes. I'm going to go in with my Rimmel Scandalize in Nude. Since we're doing lashes today, I'm going to go with my favorite lash hand-holding mascara, is the Wet n Wild Mega Length. And I'm just going to coat this on my upper and lower lashes. Alright guys, apparently while I was gone, I forgot to put out mascara, and I tried to stick it in my eyeball instead of on my eyelashes. So I had to clean up that mess. But anyway, so what I did is I just applied some false lashes. I applied the what are these? The Ardell Demi Wispies. They're just one of my go-tos. I love them. They're beautiful. They go with everything. Yeah. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take that eyeshadow C brush, and I'm going to pick up that lightest kind of creamy, beautiful, shimmery color in the palette, and I'm going to go back in and just kind of reiterate my highlight and really open up that inner corner. This shade is so beautiful. It reminds me of that highlight shade that I love so much in the Avant Pop palette, the Nouveau Chic one. And then I'm also going to take just a little bit and put it right underneath the brow. And that is the eye look done. Again, you can definitely vamp this up with a big winged liner, with, you know, deepen it up with a little bit more of that brown shade. But this is what I was feeling today, so this is what we're doing. Alright, now since we have a lot going on, but there's some very warm neutral tones on the eye, I'm going to go into this Tarte blush right here. This is called Breathless. This was from their holiday palette last year, but any kind of neutral, kind of peachy, kind of that, it's like a brownie peachy neutral, if that makes any sense. And this is a BH Cosmetics 124 brush. I really concentrate on the apples of my cheeks and then work back. I want the focus to be the eyes, but you know, I can't. Gotta liven up your face a little bit. Going back in with that same 124 brush, I'm going to pick up this new product that I got on the cruise. Got it at a discount. I think these are originally around like 35 or 40 bucks, and I got it for 20. This is one of the Clinique Fresh Bloom All Over Colors. All Over Colors is what it's called, and this is number 11 Peony Blend. This is my first Clinique Pop product, and I love it. It is so beautiful. First of all, the product itself is just beautiful. And then, you know, what's inside it, it's just gorgeous. For darker skin tones, this is going to be a beautiful highlight. I like to use this as a blush topper just to kick up a more neutral blush, add a little bit of luminescence to it, which is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to pop it right there, and it's just going to add a really beautiful glow to it. But such a gorgeous product. I've really been enjoying this, and it's making me want to explore Clinique some more. it some more. So if you guys have any suggestions, let me know, because I'm really, really impressed with this product. All right, now I'm gonna go in with this new highlighter from Wet n Wild. This might be a little bit dark for me, so I might have to lighten it up, but it's so beautiful that I have to use it. But this is, which one is this one? Precious Petals, and I'm gonna go in with my BH Cosmetics 125 brush. Eyelash, you better get your together. All right, and I'm just gonna pick this up and go to town. This is just a beautiful highlighter. It's almost got like some pink shift to it. It's just absolutely gorgeous. All right, so really beautiful highlighter. It's actually not too dark for me, but I am going to go back into the palette that's over here. And I'm gonna go into that really beautiful kind of highlight shade that I used on my inner corner and my, right underneath the brow bone, and I'm just going to kind of sweep that right over. Just to pump it up a little bit. You tell I'm over my whole subtle highlighter phase? That didn't last long, did it? Beautiful. This is a beautiful highlight all on its own. Absolutely gorgeous. Love. All right, now all we have left to do is lips, and ta-da! This is such a cool palette. I love this concept. I think it's awesome. You've got your cream products on one side and your powder products on the other, and I'm going into a review right now, but whatever. But we're gonna go with it, and we're gonna go ahead and just play with the colors I have already played with. So we're gonna do kind of an ombre lip. These are full color lipsticks. I'm just using a little mash brush again. Very pigmented, a little goes a long way. We're gonna take that deepest color and just kind of line the outer portions of the lips and fill in the corners. All right, now once we've got that line, we're just gonna go in with the same brush and go in with this really pretty kind of dusty pink right here. And just kind of start working that in. I think what I like most about this palette is you're not just getting 9 lipstick colors. You are getting everything that you need to create any kind of lip. You know, it's a tutorial with me because my eye's watering. So anyway, we're gonna go back in with this and just kind of work it in. And then we're gonna go in with this, the very lightest shade, which is a really pretty pinky nude. And just put that right over the lips, right over the lips. I'm gonna put that right over the center of the lips. And then you get a very pretty, gorgeous ombre lip. And it's all right here in the palette. So you've got a highlighter, all your eyeshadows, and your lip products all in one palette. I'm gonna finish this all off with some of my Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water. And I'm gonna make sure I spray it the right way this time. Guys, so this is the finished look. I really like the way it turned out. You know, it's definitely a tutorial of mine because this eye is watering and this eyelash is popping off, and you know how it goes. But anyway, I'm gonna edit this video down so it is not 3 hours long, but I'm so glad you guys hung out with me. Thank you again for all of the support, all of the people that reached out to check on me while I was gone. I can't tell you how much it means. So Carol and Nicole and Mariah and anybody who checked on me, if I haven't got back to you, I definitely will. I'm working on that. But yeah, I hope you guys like this. Let me know if you like this format. Let me know if you just want to hear me shut up and just talk about makeup, because we can definitely do that. You know, and let me know if you want something even shorter or maybe a voiceover. But definitely let me know which BH Cosmetics tutorial you want to see next, because I'm dedicating the next few weeks to any BH Cosmetics tutorial you want to see, as well as some other videos, some top 5, some reviews, things like that. Just because you guys asked for it, and like I said, I just don't want to guarantee a BH Cosmetics week, maybe sometime in the future, just, you know, with everything with my back right now, because it's kind of day to day. But if I can get it done, I'm gonna get it done. Plus I love BH Cosmetics, plus I love tutorials, so yeah. Anyway, I love this palette. If you guys haven't picked this up, it's definitely something I would recommend, you know, at least looking at it if you like these kind of tones. If you're interested in expanding your lipstick collection, awesome way to do it. just some great everyday beautiful neutrals. I've gotten some everyday gorgeous shades looks out of this, and just some more glammed up smoky shades. So yeah, let me know what you think, and definitely stick around later on this week. I'm not sure when it's going to go up, but I am going to be doing another top 5, and I'm also going to be doing a comparison of this palette right here and another very hyped up palette that has come out recently, and just my thoughts on the two. So yeah, so as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. I love you guys so much. You're amazing. I've missed you. I'm glad to be back. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Have a rockin' week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.